We are here because we are dedicated to helping the entire CrossFit community. Determined to elevate coaches, box owners, athletes, and everything in between, we believe that this mission will begin right here, right now. While this time and this goal begins with you, our hope is that you take this fire ignited within you and weave it into your own life with the same unrelenting passion to give those you have the privilege of coming in contact with the best hour of their day.
Welcome back. Another fantastic episode of Best Hour of Their Day, where on the show, we don't claim community is one of our top selling points, Fern.
But it is. We have the best coaching and the best community.
And the best
in the land.
And the best programming.
And the best program.
What's that?
The best we have two of the best non-measurable metrics in the land.
You know, that reminds me of one of my favorite Michael Scott quotes of, what's your biggest weakness? I care too much. Right? It's one of those things where it's like, all right, now give me the real answer.
I'm so good. Yeah.
I'm so good that I'm worried I'm going to work too hard.
Yeah, my biggest weakness is I work too hard. It's like, what?
But once again, we put up a quote from one of our podcasts or something we just said, and people want to.
I will say that the conversations have been far more professional lately. I mean, people disagree, but no name calling, no fuck off. This is dumb. You guys are stupid.
Yeah, well,
I feel like they've been good conversations.
Yeah, and let's be open and honest. We don't mind that. No different than you and I. People always say, "How do you guys get along so well?" And it's because we're both highly opinionated, but also, I believe, highly open-minded, and no different on our social media. If you want to give us your opinion, your feedback, comments, if you come at us from a position of, "Hey, let's talk about it," we respond. By the way, is that a new hoodie? A little CFR hoodie?
No, this is from last year, maybe. Shout out Forever Fierce, Matt. Hit him up.
Yeah, and that reminds me, you can buy apparel of us. You can buy the Best Hour of Their Day apparel over at our website. I think
it's a picture of Jay and I, like that family photo from Step Brothers.
We need to do next time we're together. Let's get the laser background and do that.
We should do that.
But yeah, besthouroftheirday.com. I think it's /merchandise, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, baseball tees, and zip ups. So good stuff over there if you want to support the cause. We've got the do that but better, the best cue ever. And also
the best cue ever.
If you want to support the cause, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/best hour of their day. For $6, you get a bonus episode and a whole lot more. But let's talk about it. When we talk to new affiliates and that are interviewing to be a part of Affiliate University, we always ask them, what separates them, what makes their business unique, what makes their business special. And 80% of the time, their first answer is community, even though they know they shouldn't tell us that, because our response is often, cool, what else? So,
or answer the question without saying coaching and community, at which point almost everybody doesn't know what to say.
Right, because let's bring up the specific quote that we put out there. Do you have it on hand? If not, I will.
I can pull it up real quick. So I do think it's important to, again, context and what we're actually talking about, which a lot of people miss when we talk about this. And even your boy John Prescott, I think missed it.
That's your boy.
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed, JP. Come on, bro. The reason we say that is everybody agrees. So what we absolutely agree on is that CrossFit as a whole has better community aspect than any other fitness protocol. But that is entirely different than saying my CrossFit gym has better community than the CrossFit gym down the street.
Right. So
that is the rub. That is what we're talking about.
So to be clear, it's been attributed to you. Katie does our quotes. She listens to the episode. She typically puts one of our names at the bottom of whoever said it. So on episode 355, you said CrossFit is the leader in community-based fitness. Community is not what makes your box unique. And I'll go ahead and read the copy of the post. All of our boxes have that community, the one that is unmatched, the one that you simply will not and cannot find anywhere else. We all feel that way because that is what CrossFit does. It creates, fosters, and develops this incredible atmosphere of unmatched community-based fitness. In knowing that, your box's community is not actually unique in the world of CrossFit. It is doing exactly what it is intended to do, yes, but that is not what makes your box special. If you are unable to come up with another reason why you are unique, therein lies the problem. Well said. Said.
Yeah. Right. And it's like it would be no different than saying, hey, what makes your gym unique? Constantly varied function movements executed at high intensity. Wasn't that what the gym down the CrossFit gym down the street? Yeah. Isn't that what the gym down the street does? Yeah, but we do it differently.
Yeah. No, I think it's
also not to insinuate that you shouldn't take pride in that. That's not what we're saying. Like, you absolutely should take pride in it and you should foster it. However, that is abstract and nobody knows what the hell you're referring to. Like, it's just like, I love my kid. Okay, you're supposed to. It's your kid.
Well, right. And one of the things that CrossFit box owners, coaches, and members, we live in a bubble where you tell the average person, no, my gym has community. They're like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, I just show up and go on the elliptical. Like, what do you mean? Like, where do I plug in my headphones so I don't have to talk to any of you? Like, that means nothing out of the context of we do. Even if you go to other boutique style gyms, and granted, I've not gone much, but you go to a yoga studio, you might make a new friend or two, but you're not high-fiving each other in downward dog. Or if you go to Orange Theory Fitness, from what I understand, I've never done an Orange Theory, but you're all moving together. So you probably go in, 3, 2, 1, class starts, class ends. You probably meet someone in the locker room, like a Globo gym, like, hey, I'll see you next Wednesday, Sally. And that's it. You're not dating people. You're not having, random sex with these people like goes down at CrossFit gyms.
Yeah. Your Orange Theory coach is probably not going to marry you and your fiance. These people are not showing up at your wedding.
Well, no, that's a true story.
You're not going on vacation with you.
I mean, people don't know that.
I'm just saying. I've married two different people at my gym, and so again, we all know that that's the case, but it's not unique when I'm referring to the CrossFit gym down the street. Have other gym owners married their people? I'm sure there are. I don't know if the gym down the street does, but again, that's like a weird selling point. It's abstract in nature. It's just not a great pitch. And so if we were to unpack that a little bit, we're like, what do you mean it's a great community? And we're kind of being facetious here, but it does illustrate the point, which is, okay, you guys have a great community. What does that mean? We're like, oh, everybody here is like super nice, as opposed to being super shitty. Again, it's just like, they're all nice. Well, they're supposed to be nice. Like, it's a great thing. So again, it's highlighting something that, quite frankly, should be obvious already. And so, it's also not something that you could explain or point to or show them this is great. There are ways you can do that, but that's a little bit more intricate.
Well, I wanted to do a couple of things.
Drink out of your Yeti.
I'm trying to stay hydrated. I want to do a couple things. One, I want, people often say we just put things out there and we don't offer solutions. What makes CrossFit Rife unique?
I think we've gone over this before, but there are several things that make it unique, again, relative to other CrossFit gyms. So we offer a full line of recovery services here at CrossFit Gym. So cryotherapy, infrared sauna, compression boots. We have an in-house massage therapist, right? We have showers. We have towel service, so you don't need to bring any of those things. We have open gym all day, and the facility is temperature controlled, heat and AC, which is not the norm for CrossFit gyms. So right off the bat, those are all very tangible things that we offer that, again, are an easy separator from the gym or the box down the street, right? Because the gym or the box down the street cannot say those things. They can say we have great community and great coaching. So we're not in competition with other CrossFit gyms. I had a guy who called me earlier today. He wanted some advice. He's like, I don't think we're competing. I was like, I don't care, dude. You could literally take the unit next door to me and it doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I'm not competing with you or anybody else. So it's not about like trying to compete to the other gym, but it is about being able to communicate clearly to the person that walks in your door. That's the point of all of this, not like to be better than the other gym. You just want to be good for the sake of being good. And if you leave people behind, well, then that's their problem. So that is what we're talking about when we say communicate that.
Yeah. And we're going to dive into it a little deeper, but yeah, we're saying, I guess to sum it up and really, to explain it to a 5-year-old, it's every CrossFit has great community. What separates you from that CrossFit down the road? And that's what we're diving into. Let me ask you a question though. I never hear that you go into your sauna. Why don't you? I use my sauna almost every day. Why don't you ever go in your sauna?
I was in there this morning.
Oh, do you use yours often?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh, okay. Because I do an hour almost 5 days a week.
Now, I don't do it as much as I would want. If it was at the house, I would, and I probably will get one for the house, but the one here at the gym, it's just kind of like, again, it's a drive-by shooting here at the gym. So I will go in there probably 2-3 times a week, and I actually get a lot of work done in the sauna. So I bring my phone with me and I just jam and I get a bunch of work done in there. Yeah,
that's the benefit of the infrared that I have too. It's like it gets you to sweat from the inside, but it's not super hot. So you can use your phone. I'll put on a podcast, get some work done, listen to a book. Yeah. Do you have to keep it on all day since it's at the box? Because it takes a while to heat up.
No, not really. Just because people are in and out of there so frequently throughout the day. So for the most part, if it's been on for a couple hours at that point, just because people have been in and out and swapping, then maybe somebody will leave it open just to let it air out a little bit. But it doesn't take that long. It takes 15-20 minutes for it to get warmed up. And the people that use it know that. So if they're going to hop in it after class, they just do a quick check on it before class to make sure it's turned on. And that way, by the time they get into it, it's like 135, 140 when they get in.
Yeah, because I had to get mine going about an hour ahead of time. So I usually turn it on, hit my workout. Beautiful, done. So cool. We're not making any money. We're not sponsored by any sauna companies, but
Jacuzzi is not sponsoring us. But if they want to,
they can. But we are sponsored by Doc Spartan. So go check out DocSpartan.com. Use the code BESTHOUR, 15% off your order. If you're wondering, if you're watching this on YouTube, hey, what's an Ackerman's beard that makes it look so shiny and healthy and vibrant? It's Doc Spartan. So there you go. What's on Fern's face that makes him look so cranky and ornery? It's
baby oil. Baby oil.
It's not Doc Spartan, but Dale King, the founder, veteran, best hour, 15% off. Go get some Sex Panther for yourself. Let's do something unique, and let's go through some of these comments. Let's bring up some of the comments and let's talk
while you're doing that. If some people are just like, well, how? So this is, all the things that we'll kind of walk through as we take, affiliates through Affiliate U, but it's like premium services is something that would separate you from another gym. Do you have personal training? Do you have nutrition coaching? Do you offer, I don't know, individualized programming? There are all these things that you could do, but the problem is people haven't thought about it. Like what actually makes me different? If we remove the two terms, coaching and community and programming, what are you left with? And most people are left with nothing. And if this is making you feel a little sad, no worries. Like now you can start the process of going through that kind of exploration to figure out like, what could I do that would separate me, that would create interest in a buyer to come into the facility, that would then add to their experience thus far, and then thus getting them results, thus having them be the best client of all time. That's why, if you don't think people are shopping around, I got news for you. They are. They're looking at all of the gyms. And I don't want the only thing that separates me from the other gym to be that my gym costs $15 more.
Yeah, I mean, I think everything that you offer there is tremendous. And think about the value. I mean, a sauna is $5,000. The Normatec boots or whatever you have are probably another $1,000. Having a massage therapist, I'm sure you have to pay for, but that understands what CrossFit is invaluable. So the average box.
And for the record, for some people who are wondering, you have to pay for all those things.
Oh, so there's an upsell so give us an
Correct.
idea of the prices.
It depends. So all of them you could do one-offs. You could pay for a session, or you could pay for them via a monthly membership. So just like you would if you were going to go to a recovery business, right? So I can pay for one cryotherapy, or I can pay for 3 or 6 or a month, or I could do the same thing for the sauna. Where we have a little bit of an advantage is I can play around with the pricing a little bit more, because that is not my main business. So therefore I don't want to say race to the bottom, but I can make it cheaper because that's not what pays the rent here.
Right. And if you get 50% of your members to pay an extra $10, I mean, we
Right.
talk about that in Affiliate U, increasing the average revenue per member is vital, because then you don't have to worry, about getting 300 members, as we've discussed. It's how can I get 100 people that pay me $200 a month versus $150?
Right.
And it keeps them at the box.
Right. And they got some, and then the other thing I forgot is, like, we have weightlifting here, and we've talked about that. We have CrossFit Kids here. So what have been trying to build over the past 11 years or so is, like, I don't want even somebody who has kind of a short attention span. I want them to be able to hop around in here, but never leave the building. Right. If they want to go lift weights for 3 to 6 months, cool, go do that. Like, go lift with some of the best. You want to do CrossFit, go do that. You want to do recovery service, like, we got that. You want to hang out here all day and drink coffee in the lounge, like, go ahead and do that. Like, we got a pretty plush lounge with recliners, and, like, I mean, it's pretty dope. Like, but we made it that way on purpose. So when people walk in, they're just like, oh, this is different. You guys are definitely not the same as the gym down the street.
That's what we're talking about when we're talking about separating. So let's read a few of the comments and touch upon them. So, Johnny P, owner of Neuse River, former member of mine, moved to open his box. He says, seems like you've touched a hot topic, but I do disagree. Let me try to interpret him. I can lead audience with standardization in movement and coaching techniques that CrossFit has taught me. He misspelled CrossFit, but it's the community that makes that possible. Without their selfless dedication and sacrifices, my gym wouldn't exist. It is, in fact, each individual community that makes our little world. So here's the deal. He's arguing for us. This is a perfect example of, yes, you're saying exactly what we're saying, but you're saying it wrong, because you're arguing with us versus for us. This is exactly what you're saying, isn't it, Fern? There's a reason that's such a difficult thing for an athlete or coach to pull the trigger on, because we cultivate unique environments in each gym that have their own little mini culture. He's saying every gym has this. Exactly the point. Community is what enables us to employ these techniques and tactics. CrossFit has... Go ahead. There's no sense in reading the rest of it.
Right. So yes, you're right. They all are unique. The problem is the ability to communicate them is non-existent. Because I could say exactly what he just said about my gym, at which point there would be zero distinction between my gym and Neuse River if it so happened to be 3 miles down the road, and somebody lived smack in between the two affiliates. So that is the problem with regard to understanding what it is, creating clarity around what people get when they come into the facility, or what they have access to, or any number of things. It's just muddy. It's unclear. It's abstract, which creates communication problems. Like that is what we're trying. Community is awesome, and you should highlight the shit out of your community.
But understand,
every box has it. Now, if you can communicate it better and you can celebrate it via social media, because you've got a strategy with which to do that, yes, absolutely, you should do that. However, just saying that what separates us from coaching community doesn't help. And just to be clear, has any gym owner that we've talked to said anything other than those two?
Coaching or community is what sells them?
Yeah.
I mean, it's rare we have to press them for it.
Yeah, but almost every time there's like, the community, great. And this is not a knock on the community. We all know that the communities are amazing. There is just some, absolutely phenomenal, just mind-blowing stories that are coming out of these communities.
Right, 100-pound weight loss, coming off diabetes medication,
like
marriages,
you name it,
etc. Yeah.
you name it, they're there and you should highlight them. But again, that is like, try to communicate that in a 20-minute consult when somebody's just like, I've been thinking about coming to your gym. What's better than you? What's the difference between you and Body by J Fit down the street?
Oh,
I'm like,
Body by J Fit. Come on.
I'm not short, so
First
that's
rogue order
one.
ever.
That's
I mean, we don't talk about that.
that's one separator. But
But
that there is what we're trying to highlight, is that if, it would be the vast majority. If we were to remove those three things, programming, community, and coaching, what would make your gym unique? And almost nobody can answer that question.
it's also one of those things that I don't want to have to tell you. Because like I said, I don't think you understand it. If you're new to, let's look at it two ways. If you're an experienced CrossFitter and you moved, that's why you're still coming. Like, I moved to Colorado. I can go to a global gym for $20 and get every CrossFit workout imaginable. But I go to a box because so I know that already. If you're new to CrossFit and you've never been, like we've discussed, you don't understand the concept of community in fitness. But I wanted to slap you in the face when you come into your first class. Like, I want my veteran members to walk up and introduce themselves to you. I want people to be high-fiving you, congratulating you. I got a teenage girl when I coach on Monday nights that literally helps the new people. She's like 17. She doesn't know what the fuck she's doing, but she just likes to be helpful.
Right.
And, she showed, last night we were rowing and she showed one of the other new girls how to set up the monitor. Like, that's what community is. And you can't, how do you explain that? Oh, by the way, our people help you set up equipment? Like, what does that mean? You're going to know it. It's one of those things that you don't know it until you get slapped in the mouth with it.
Right. And then if we use the coaching aspect of it, as we're kind of going through this, it becomes more insane in my mind, right? With this, so like, oh, you guys are good at coaching? Well, I would hope so. That's what people pay you for. That'd be like going to the auto mechanics or to the auto shop, be like, hey, what do you guys do really well here? And be like, well, we tune cars pretty well. And be like, well, fuck, I would hope so. Like, that is your core offering. Like, like what? It's just like, what was that? There was that commercial a long time ago when it was one of the ones that they're making fun of all the time. Oh God, I'm gonna butcher this example, but he's talking about the brakes on the car. You know what I'm talking about? No,
I have no idea.
Oh my God. It's just like, he gives the most insane answer. And it's just something about like, are you guys it's like, oh, I mean, safety's like, okay. It's not like our best thing, but like,
Yeah. And I would even say that's similar to community. It's like good coaching, like my high school wrestling coach, you mean? Like, that was good. It's like the dude that told you to look up every time you squatted. Like, you don't know what good coaching is, just like you don't know what bad coaching is. Good coaching to a lot of people, you don't understand what good coaching is until you experience this. Because anyone that's changed CrossFit affiliates knows what I'm talking about, where it's like, oh, this is what I was missing. No one's told me to keep my weight in my heels the last 7 years and my knees hurt. That's what you don't know those things. But I understand, oh, you have a sauna? Oh, what's that cryo thing? I've heard about that. Oh, that lady will massage my shoulders and I'll feel better. I get that stuff. Okay, let me read the next one. There's two good ones that I want to get to.
Programming is just as silly.
Oh, yeah. No one, first of all, we've talked about it. Is there really good or bad programming? Like,
what's my point is like, we write, it's just like, say it differently. We write good workouts. Like, I mean, I would hope so. That's what I'm paying for. Like, these are the obvious things that are like, what you're saying is we're good at what we're supposed to be good at.
Well, and you're also trying to sell this concept of programming to somebody that walks in. If somebody that walked into your box the first time and sees on the board 2159 thrusters and pull-ups, their first reaction are going to be, what's a thruster? Then they're going to say, I can't do pull-ups. And then they're going to say, that's it.
What's up?
Meanwhile,
and then they're like, why did you write it? Yeah. Why did you write it in that weird, what does that rep scheme even mean?
And what does Fran mean?
Yeah.
Right. So they're going to be like, well, I need to work out for an hour. I'm going to go 12 to 15 reps. I'm going to move from machine to machine. Where are your machines? Oh, by the way, we don't have those. All right.
Yeah. Or the answer is like, the people are the machines.
We are the machines. All right. G West Fitness RX. But I will say community is unique in the world of fitness, and that is what makes our business model different and attractive to Globo Gym folks. So it is still a selling point. Then you commented, The model is different, but it doesn't make the box unique within the CrossFit ecosystem. And they go, agree with that. So it didn't take long. Hey, you're wrong. Okay.
Well, no, again, it's just everything we're trying to do is just to get people to look at this through a different, more objective lens. Again, like remove yourself from being the full immersion cult like thing that exists within CrossFit, which we all know is a good cult. However, it does help to extract yourself just a little bit and say, okay, we all get that, but how can I communicate that to a broader population, right? So like this is the larger conversation that we could probably agree that like wasn't done so well when we made the shift to health, right? Which I think we're probably on a better path to that now, which is communicating with a broader population. It starts with that conversation about, okay, people are scared shitless of CrossFit. We all know that. Don't even argue it. And they're scared of it because they don't really understand it. So I'm not going to lead with all of these things that they already don't understand. Like that's just a horrific way to have a conversation. I'm going to start with the things that they do understand, which is all of these other things that we have and that we can do that are intriguing, that they already have associated value with. Because you're trying to sell value to somebody who doesn't understand the thing that you're selling with regard to its value, right? All they know for the most part is my buddy started doing CrossFit, lost a ton of weight, the end. Like that is the extent of their experience with CrossFit. So I have to throw all these other things on top of it that they already have familiarization with, not the things that they will understand and have value with or for in 6 months.
Yeah, and they don't understand the reason your buddy lost this weight is because he came in every day, because he made friends, and because he felt accountable, and because he had a support system. But they will learn that. Let's go to a couple more. I like this next one. Couldn't disagree with this more. I've been a member at 3 different gyms, and the community at one was far and away better, different, and unique. Having a strong community is by no means a given. You get out exactly what you put in, just like a business. And the community is far richer when fostered and cultivated.
I would agree that is probably accurate. I have no reason to not believe this person. However, again, so you're having a conversation with a bunch of people who already agree, and we're trying to we're trying to pull a third person out of the group to bring them in when everybody's just like, no, this is it. And I'm like, yes, we all agree, but we got to get this guy in the group. That's what we're trying to do, because the issue with that, which is we can all agree that one of those was probably better, but you can't quantify it. There's no way for me to explain that to anybody. It's better based on what? It was just better. It was happier.
For this person.
For that person, right?
And that's what I said. And when I responded, I was like, great. There are people at that box that liked it better than the box you're currently at.
Right. It's a losing, and the whole, I mean, if we really boil this down, it is a losing strategy to try to communicate those things.
It's like us. We're both Dave Matthews fans, but there are people that hate him. And I'm like, it's in the major key. It makes you feel good. Like go to a concert and you're just like in a great mood and like, I want to watch, some death metal from, Germany. And like, all right, like that's everyone's different. Like that's
they're like, why do you like it? I mean, I don't know. He just crushes the guitar and he's mumbling and he's mumbling, but it sounds like he's singing and it just puts you in a state. So that's the whole purpose of that statement, which is, yes, it is the thing that separates CrossFit from other fitness industry or fitness kind of protocols, brands within the industry. But within that ecosystem, what makes you different? That from a business standpoint, this is not business 101. It's probably like 102, but like, what is the thing that separates me from everybody else?
Yeah.
Right. It could be class times. It could be like, again, but really kind of pull your gym part. We have 15 classes a day, which means your class time is your availability is more for them. It doesn't have to be sexy stuff like cryotherapy and other stuff but you can start lining them up and be like, would this be valuable to somebody? And the way you would do that is like, what are the problems that these people are coming in with that they're very likely to tell me? Okay. They have hard time getting into the gym because of their work schedule. Cool. Does your class schedule solve that problem? That makes you unique. They can't find any motivation because they don't like to go to the gym and work out by themselves. Cool. What makes us unique, which is again no different than CrossFit gyms, but it is unique if that's what they're looking for. It's just like accountability. That's super cool. We have Committed Club, which is if I don't see you for a week, I'm going to call you and I'll be like, where you at, Jay? You lazy turd, get in here, or stuff like that. Those are the things that separate you. If I join Planet Fitness, nobody's calling me if I never show up. They don't have all the other things that we have in there. So again, it can be whatever you want, but it should be very easily communicated. And when you tell somebody, they should be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. They shouldn't be like, there should be no follow-on questions.
I like that. That's a great way to put it. There should be no follow-on questions. All right, before we wrap up, we got some two positive ones amongst many, but I like this one. Finally, someone said it. Preach. I like that. Thanks, Nick Stanley. And then this guy or gal, C.Tans, double Z at the end there, really sums it up well. It's everything you've been saying, but it's nice to hear it from a comment. What makes you different? You can't use community, coaching, and programming. Those things do not make you different. If you can't answer that, you're likely not different at all. Well said. That's really it. That's what it comes down to. It's like, what makes your car different? Well, it gets me from point A to point B. Cool. All cars do that. Well, mine, is electric, or mine,
it's got heated seats.
Mud. It's right.
Don't talk to me about horsepower, because I'm think you were selling something else to somebody who doesn't give a shit, right? Be like, oh, well, the fuel efficiency on this one is super awesome. And I'm like, does it have a key code so I can leave my keys in the car? Are the seats heated? Like, are there TVs in the back so that my kids will shut up? Like those type of things, right?
I know. Ross put this mirror thing in the car now. So I turned
on the back seat so you can see the kid in the car seat.
Yeah, but she didn't tell me. So I'm going to back the car out, and I look, and I had
you saw yourself.
I saw a hand, because my hand, I did this, and I was tripping. I was like, what the fuck is happening? When you're have one of those moments, it seems like it's lasting for an hour, but it lasted about a half a second. I was like, what's going on? And then I realized, okay, there's a mirror there now.
Oh, there's a mirror there. Shit.
Okay. Well, anyway, I think we did a great job there, and I think we should do more of that. We put part of the feedback we get is you guys put stuff out there, but don't give us answers. And, granted, it's social media. We have 140 characters or whatever it is, and we're trying to grab attention. So,
well, the answers are in the podcast. This is long form, right? That's where we're putting the answers in there.
This is where we can talk about it. This is where we can dive into it. So, hopefully that helps get to that bottom. We are disappointed in you, John Prescott, if you're listening. owner of New Super CrossFit.
Let us down.
He's in Raleigh, right? Is that Raleigh?
Yeah.
We dropped in there. Watch our dropping. We get a lot of new listeners every episode. You may not know, we have 10 episodes of us dropping into different locations in Raleigh, North Carolina. Season 1's on our YouTube channel, as well as our website, Best Hour of Their Day. If you go to Best Hour of Their Day, stop by the merch shop, do that but better t-shirt, support us on Patreon, and check out Doc Spart and use that code Best Hour for 15% off. All right, Fern, we did it again. We answered a question.
Look at that. See how good we are? What do you guys do on the podcast? We answer questions.
What separates us?
That's what separates us. We talk. We talk.
We talk and we babble and throw out some sponsors. But anyway, we hope that helped. If this did help you and you have people that don't understand what we put out there, share it with them. Help us spread the word of this podcast. And like you, it'll make it the best hour of the day for a friend, a family member, and we appreciate your support. Thanks for listening.
So you never miss an episode of the podcast, subscribe to our YouTube channel and on all major podcasting platforms at Best Hour of Their Day. Thank you so much for tuning in and for being a part of the best hour of our day. See you next time.